What's good, everyone? This is Otis here, and this was a nice little game that I had actually today, where I was in the tank and I was with a subscriber on my team, then all his buddies were on the other team. We had some good games. We ended up finally getting split up, and it was just basically it was a slaughter fest. I think I was the only one to go positive of our team, and it was kind of funny too because they're in the helicopter here and they circled me probably like 6 or 7 times before I ended up finally hitting them. Although I do shoot twice coming up and I hit them and I didn't get any hit markers or anything, but you can see the little, like, I don't know, flash for me hitting them, which is kind of disappointing because that happens here and there, but you know, it is what it is. It happens. And so here we go. Today I'm going to talk about the prop bets for the Super Bowl because I'm very interested in gambling and stuff, and I always laugh at looking at the prop bets. And so I'm going to give you my top 10 and maybe a couple more depending on how much time I have left. And so number 10 is Jim Harbaugh will get a screenshot before his brother at plus 125. So that basically means if you bet 100, you're going to win 125. Typically with those 50-50 bets, you're going to want to do that, so you would say, yeah, Jim Harbaugh is going to get a screenshot with his brother. And it's a fun thing you can do with this too if you're not going to like bet, but you could do little like bets with your friends and stuff too with some of these prop bets. They're pretty interesting. And so the next one we have is the MVP will thank a coach first, and that's at 12-1. So that's pretty good. So if you bet $1, you'll win 12. Usually they're gonna thank their coach second or third, and so that's not a very good bet. But at 12-1, you know, if you got $20 or something, then that'd be a pretty decent one to put on for the gamble there. And then the number 8, we got Anton Bolden will score a touchdown at plus 130 for the Ravens. For that one, I would probably take that one just because I think it's going to be a high-scoring Super Bowl. I think the Niners are going to win. I'm thinking probably like 30-28, something like that, something that's like really close. It's the first Super Bowl in a while where I just don't really care who's going to win. So we got the next one here, which is Colin Kaepernick will have under 7 carries at minus 115. So that basically means you have to bet 115 to win 100. I think he's gonna have over 7 carries. That's what I would go for. Typically for sports betting too, you'll get more money if you overall, depending on how many bets you have. If you bet the underdog more often, you'll win more and you win more money too. But you know, it's a gamble too. Professional sports people who are between 40 and 60% accurate with sports betting. Your average person is somewhere between like 20 and 30%. And number 6 here is Joe Flacco will complete more than 20.5 passes. And it's really interesting too with the sports betting. They always do the half just because there's no tie. Because if there's no tie, then they've basically wasted their time and they're not winning any money at all. So that's kind of a loss for them. So they always do a half like that, and that's at minus 135. 20 passes in the Super Bowl. I think you would probably go over. That would be my guess. I think both quarterbacks are going to throw a ton. And then number 5, Ray Rice for MVP at 12-1. The MVPs are typically minus the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks are always favored. If you got any other person like that, it's always good to maybe put like $20-50 on one of those side bets. I mean, you know your favorite player, and you never know, they might get the MVP, which is always kind of fun and interesting with that. And this one is probably one of my favorite ones, but I have it as number 4. Neither team will pick up 3 unanswered scores. That's at a plus 135, so it's a very good bet. I think this is probably my bet of the day for the Super Bowl, even though I have it at number 4. I definitely don't think either team's going to score 3 touchdowns in a row. And then number 3 too, there will be a scoreless quarter at plus 240. So if you bet 100, you're going to win $240. That is a good one. I honestly think there's going to be a scoreless quarter, but you never know. With 2 good offenses and 2 good defenses, it could be a very low scoring game. It could be a very high scoring game, which it's usually either one when you have those type of things. So I would definitely, you know, take a gamble on that one just because I wouldn't be surprised even if this game went to overtime, because I think this is going to be a very close game and go either way. And number 2 is there will be a lead change in the second half at a plus 145. They're basically giving money away on this bet. If you only could pick one prop bet, I would pick this one, because there's going to be a lead change in the second half. Like this is the bet where you bet your house, you bet your lung, you bet your kidney, you bet pretty much everything that you can bet with, because it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a lead change in the second half. And then number 1, there will be a roughing the passer flag, which Basically, it's just, you go and you hit the quarterback after he's thrown, and that's an even. So usually those even bets are pretty good. I think there's probably going to be 2 or 3 roughing the passers, and so I would definitely do one there. And before I pretty much finish this off, I know the gameplay is almost done. One of my favorite ones is always the Gatorade. I couldn't think of it for a second. And so winning and clear, or not winning, clear and water are always typically about even. They're usually the favorites, and then yellow is usually second. It just depends, depends on the betting site or the casino too. And so the one I'm looking at right now is yellow's at you bet 100, you win 100. Clear is next at 200. Orange is at 250. Yellow's at 250. And blue's at 700, green's at 700, and red's at 700. And then black's always like something where it's like 3,000 to the 100. I think it's gonna be orange this year. That's just what I'm guessing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the weekend. I know I'll be watching the game 2 or 3 times because I have a class assignment with the commercials, and so that's kind of interesting to just go back and rewatch the commercials. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, guys.